Hi there. So in this quick video, I'm going to give you an overview of this archaeological dig I've simulated for my students in Minecraft. It was heavily inspired by a lot of conversations online with a number of people like Sean Graham and some great people from Scotland as well, so I thank all of you for that. So what I've done is I've taken four civilizations, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Carthaginians, and renamed their civilizations slightly. I've taken some of their key moments from those civilizations and loosely played with them to create this framework through which all of these civilizations interacted. And students will be in groups. There'll be four groups, and each group will be responsible for one dig. And what they should find is that their dig only answers some of their questions, maybe even only a few, and it's only through interacting with the archaeologists, quote unquote, who are working on the other digs that they'll find out more information. I didn't have to change too much to Minecraft itself, but I did customize a few textures. So right now my character is holding the Ender Eye, which is circular, so it made a really good coin. So I just switched the texture to a Carthaginian coin, which will come in handy. I also played around with a few other textures. I didn't want to have, since we're not having to set it in the people of Rome, and we're having to set it in people of Etrusca in this case, civilization that we've created, obviously based on Rome and the Etruscans. We've got this block to indicate that. I also changed some of the painting textures. We'll see if we can get a couple. So there's one I added. Let's see if we can get another one. I was seeing one. Oh, okay, so we've got one for ancient Rome as well, or Etrusca. Just different images that I found to populate the temples a little bit and to give the students some idea of the symbols for each of those cultures. So when they start playing, they'll go to a specific location. So I'm going to take you right now to Luxor for, well, a few reasons. What they're going to do when they start is they'll find that I've marked off the center point here. And this is where they're going to start the procedure for their digging. And after reading some of the work by Sean Graham and some other stuff online, we're really going to go over how they're going to dig, digging layer by layer, creating a grid that will allow them to track each event. And so what I did essentially is I built a big hole, and I kind of built from the bottom up, and I put the objects underneath the ground for them in this big hole. And then I used the fill command, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you have the educational version of Minecraft, you can use a command like this, which is the / fill gravel 20. So it'll basically create a circle that has a diameter of 20 of whatever block you wish. So in this case, gravel. And then it will fill that with 2 rows. So I essentially was backfilling after each layer, and it sped up the process immeasurably. It was really, really helpful. I recommend trying that approach. So right now I've got it on build, so I should be able to float through here. I'm just going to take you to the temple just to give you one idea of how this is going to work. So let me just see here. Go up a little bit. We'll get out of build. I'm just going to grab myself a torch. Whoops. Okay. And so just to give you an example of the sort of thing that those students will actually find. We've got some artwork here. They will find in different civilizations chests full of appropriate things. So in this case, wheat for Luxor, which would be a farming culture along a river that looks suspiciously like the Nile. And then they'll find these information blocks with fragments of information. And so what they'll have to do is track from the start, from the highest level, what they find, try and piece together this information to understand the narrative of this culture, and then interact with each other to figure out what's happened in other cultures and how these cultures might interact. I've deliberately put in different versions of the same historical events, so stealing something from the story of Cleopatra and Augustus, or Octavian at the time, I suppose. I've had a queen in the Luxor community or the culture described as a highly capable leader, good to her people, but had the conquering Etruscans view her completely differently. And I hope that this will generate all sorts of conversations about how do you construct a historical narrative from the evidence you find, what conclusions you can reach, and perhaps which conclusions you should question. So once again, thanks to everyone who gave me a hand in getting this going, and I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you very much.